G'day, welcome to the show. Soul Covers here. We are smoking hot right now in March. 9 and 4 on the month. Good for plus 12.76 units. We have 6 bets lined up for today. Some of them have already moved into positions where I would no longer play them. Some are still playable. Tune in to see which bets are still there on the board, ones that you can play into. For those bets that have already moved, make sure you go follow me on Twitter at Salt Covers. I tweet them out as soon as I bet them. I put my money where my mouth is. Every single bet I tweet out is something that I have bet. Also, please like and subscribe. I always forget to say that at the start of the show. Make sure you like, subscribe. We are trying to bring this show every day, most days where we can. Looking back to last night, we went 3 and 1, good for 2.45 units up for the night. First, we had the Warriors and the Hornets under 224.5. You know, I was very surprised to see this total steam up. It closed at 229. You know, I woke up this morning and I was like, damn, I got a bad ticket on this. Moved 5 points against me. We cashed. Look, if you have any explanation as to why that total steamed up, please let me know. I genuinely want to know, because Hornets, they're a pace down team, they're an under team. One of the best spots for the under is at home as dogs. We also cashed the Rockets and Thunder over 222. That game closed at 230. Another game where the Thunder scored over 130 points. That's like their 7th straight over. Rockets had no Sengun, no Thompson, but still made this a game. Rockets, they covered all numbers. They covered if you played them at minus 9.5. They covered if you played them at 14.5 just before tip-off. Thunder defense has been a bit shaky lately. You know they're a pace-up team. Hawks and Grizzlies. You know, we saw one of the highest totals posted this season. We put our balls on the table and said, this game's going over. We played the over 250.5. Played that for 2.5 units, walked away with a win there. That total, there was a lot of line movement with that. It got as high as 254. It steamed back down to 251, then Jar got ruled out, went to 249, closed at around 250, so no CLV there. We cashed, the game went over 262. We were also on the Grizzlies, minus 6.5. You know, when I went to bed last night, that ticket looked great. It was at Grizzlies minus 9. Then Ja Morant wasn't even on the injury report. He got late scratched. Then early in that game, Triple J injures his ankle. So, look, that was just a tough one if you're backing the Grizzlies. Hawks won outright. We had some chances to dump this ticket. After Triple J got injured, you could have picked up a Hawks plus 9, plus 10. You could have done that multiple times. We didn't. Let's get into this slate. We have 9 games on the slate, so we're trying to get through these games as quick as we can. We are still getting to 20-minute videos. Want to get that down, but we'll see what happens. So, let's get the odds screen up. First game we're looking at is the Rockets at Pacers. Rockets coming off a back-to-back where Sengun and Thompson are probably questionable. Spread open at Pacers minus 4.5. Now at Pacers minus 3.5. Rockets are 5 and 8 against the spread with no rest. Pacers home favorites are 11 and 8. Spread has moved towards Houston. I lean this is more of a Pacers spot. Pacers are off a bad loss in Miami. Pacers 14 and 10 after a loss against the spread. Projections have this at Pacers minus 2. That's assuming a healthy Rockets team. These teams played in late November, opened at -6.5 to the Rockets at home, closed at Rockets -5.5 with some fairly healthy squads. So we saw some Pacers action in this one. This spread and these teams are a lot different now. Look, I've got 6 bets on today. Don't have a great feel for this game, given the injury situation. We saw the total open at 229, now at 230. Pacers 17-6 this season to the over after a loss. Rockets are 4-10 to the over after a loss. Projections at 228.5. Nothing from me on this game. Should be a fun one to watch, but don't bet it. There's just too much up in the air with the injuries. Let's move on. Let's try to get through these games nice and quick. Next, we have the Raptors in Orlando. Second game of the 2-game series. Let's get the odds up as well. Yeah, Raptors won as 6.5, 7-point dogs last time. Now the spread at a similar number. The game opened at 6.5 last time. It closed around 6.5, 7. It moved out to 7.5, and then it saw a late push back to the Raptors. Closed at 6.5. We were looking hard at the Magic that game. We missed the 6.5. Didn't want to play 7.5. Now we have the Magic coming off a loss against this same Raptors team. A league-wide system trend is that in these 2-game series, where in the previous game the home favorite lost outright, if they are favored in the next game, they are 57% against the spread. Just blind bet it, 57% against the spread. Projections have this at Magic -8.3. Orlando is home favorite, 14-8 against the spread. Do I love playing the Magic at -7? Not really, but this league-wide trend is there. They're still good at home as a favorite. We saw the Suns in this exact same position a few days ago. They outright covered and destroyed the Pelicans. I've got a ticket on Magic -6.5 for 2.5 units. -7 still playable. Play that for a unit, maybe a unit and a half. Raptors are 4th best team against the spread. Magic bottom 10 against the spread. Market probably low on the Magic given they've lost like 3 straight, I think. I've still got a ticket on the Magic. I like the Magic here. Still playable. Total, we saw this open at 208, now at 209, projected at 208.7. It's hard for me to play into such a low total. Let's just move on. We've got our play on the Magic spread, still playable at the moment. Next, we have the Bucks and Hawks. So, the Atlanta Hawks, they are coming off a come-from-behind win. On a back-to-back, winning as 7-point underdogs in Memphis. Let's have a look at how that game ended.
One pair of pants later.
Alright, we are back. Let's watch the final possession of the Memphis Grizzlies versus the Atlanta Hawks. Tied game, 7 seconds left.
8 seconds, 7. Desmond Bain barrels in.
Stolen.
Ahead delivered. Karras goes up. Scores!
No, Eurostep with like a Eurostep buzzer beater, like you do not see that often. A Eurostep buzzer beater. Look at Taylor Jenkins' face. I was about to call him Dave Yeager.
One pair of pants later.
Alright, let's get back into this game. So Hawks coming in off a back-to-back where they had a nice feel-good, come-from-behind win. Now they're flying back to Atlanta to play the Bucks. The Hawks beat the Bucks outright in a similar spot. Now the Bucks, they definitely didn't have Giannis. I think they had Dame. Yeah. I think they had Dame in that game. Hawks are about No, actually, I don't think they had Dame. Hawks were around 6-point dogs last time they played in Atlanta, and they won outright. You know, just going back to that previous game, if you... God, you'd just be sick if you had Memphis as like the last leg of your parlay, 5-leg parlay. Memphis the last leg and they lose like that. That's why you don't bet parlays, guys. Just winning one bet is so hard. Like, you see my record on screen. Yes, we've been hot lately, but we were struggling really bad. Like, it's hard to win one bet. Why make it harder on yourself by betting parlays? Betting parlays, you're going to lose a parlay like that. Back to this game. So line open at Bucks minus 5.5. I believe there were 4.5 on the board as well. Now we see this at -6. Now we have this game projected as Hawk slight favorites. We see this line has moved towards Milwaukee, understandably so. This is a letdown spot for Atlanta. They're in a bad travel spot on a back-to-back. But look, if it gets to 7, I'm going to think long and hard about betting the Hawks. The Bucks aren't good on the road. Like, they're just not. Yes, they beat Dallas on the road, but it's Dallas with no bigs. Giannis ate that game. They've got no bigs to guard him. Bucks as away favorites, 6-11 against the spread. Look, I haven't got a play on the spread at the moment. If it gets to 7, I'm going to look long and hard at playing the Hawks. Make sure you go follow me at Salt Covers. I will tweet that out if I play it. Nothing from me at the moment. Total-wise, we do have a great ticket here. We saw this total open at 243. We saw some books have it at 244.5, and we played the under 244.5 for 2 units. Our projections have this at 242. Not a huge edge there. For me, it's the letdown angle. And the fact that we just saw the Hawks play a very fast game in Memphis. That game finished at 262. Hawks 8-4 to the under with no rest. That's the cap. Wouldn't play it now at 240. If you wanted to get this bet while it was there, make sure you go follow me at Salt Covers. Let's keep it moving. Who have we got next? Next, we have the Warriors in New York playing the Knicks. This will be a good game to watch. Excuse me. Alright, we are back. Warriors in New York. Line open at Knicks -3.5. Now Knicks -4.5. Warriors in a back-to-back spot. They just beat down the Hornets. Steph tweaked his ankle that game. Nothing official on him yet, but he should be deemed questionable for this. He has sat out in back-to-backs this season. Look, I don't have a great feel for whether he's playing. This line is priced as if he's closer to doubtful. Towns is also questionable. Nothing from me here on the spread. Projections got this at Knicks -1. That's assuming both teams are healthy. Moving towards the total. Total open at 231, 231.5. Now at 231. Probably some 230.5s as well. One angle that you could play into is the risk of Steph and or Cat not playing. They are both over players. Both the Knicks and Warriors are a lot better with Steph and Cat on the floor. Something for you to think about. I haven't played into the total yet. Just going to sit this one out. I think we've got a lot of bets on the card today. Not going to play into this given that there's so much injury risk. Next, we have the Cavs in Chicago. Line opened at Cavs -13. That quickly went to -12 as soon as Mobley got announced that he is going to be resting this game. Projections here love the Cavs, as they always do. Cavs -16.5. That's certainly a lot of points to lay on the road against a frisky Bulls team. Look, yeah, I certainly lean the Cavs here. They're the best team against the spread. They've been covering numbers like this the whole season. I like this spread better now that it's given the Cavs a more favourable number. Like, they've got guys who can pitch in for a game with Mobley out. Like, they're going to start Dean Wade at the 4. They've got DeAndre Hunter who can play the forward. Jared Allen, he plays like 28 minutes a game. They can just bump him up to 36 minutes this game. At the moment, nothing from me here on the spread, although the Cavs, like, yeah, I'd certainly take them, gun to my head. Nothing from me there at the moment. Total-wise, it's an interesting movement here around the total. So there were a few books that opened this at like 244. Some books opened it at 227. Let's just refresh. Let's see what the numbers are at right now. So, total open at 245.5. We did see some 247s on the board. Projected total at 248.3. We have a ticket on the over in this game. We got it at 245.5. We got that down for 2 units. Seen the total now at 246, so certainly still playable in this spot. Cavs best over team this season. We have 2 top 10 pace teams. We have 2 top 5 teams in 3-point rate. Cavs 19-9 to the over on the road. Cavs 13-6 to the over when they're playing top 10 pace teams. Make sure you like and subscribe. You can't Google how teams perform against top 10 pace teams. Find the best available number. Take the over for 2 units. We got it down at 245.5. Evan Mobley, I'd say he's an under player. Looking at the Cavs games without him, they're 3-3 to the over. However, their defense is 7.3 points per 100 possessions better with him on the floor. Next, we have Philly in Minnesota. Gonna just smash through this one. This line opened at... what did it open at? 11.5 to Minnesota. Quickly moved out to 13.5 as soon as Maxey got injured. Yeah, so if he grabbed a Minnesota minus an 11.5, well done. I didn't. Now that it's at 13.5. Maxey, nothing official on him at the moment. I'd say he's questionable. Look, yeah, nothing from me here on the spread. Maxey's status is too important. We've got Gobert, who is, I think he's out. Randall's questionable. Ant, no longer questionable. He is in. Total open at 221.5, now at 223. Projected total at 218. However, we have been trying to play the over with the Timberwolves. We have been trying to play the over when they're starting Naz Reid at center. We've been playing into that the last 2 games. We've seen both times the games have gone under, but the totals have seen sharp movements towards the over. So we've had 2 good bets on the Timberwolves, betting the over whilst Gobert is out. Now, given that the total's already moved, we've missed the steam, and Maxey's questionable. He's a pace-up player. Sixers offense is better with him in the lineup. Nothing from me here on this game. Let's move on. Next, we have the Nets in San Antonio. Line opened up at Spurs minus 5.5. Now it's Spurs minus 4. Projections have this at Spurs minus 4. Now, the projections, like, they account for season-long performance. They also account for last month performance. So a good chunk of this Spurs number has Wemby baked in. We know that the market rates Wemby at around a 4 points to the spread. 1 + 1 = 2. This projections with Wemby out would probably have it at Spurs -1. Spurs -2. So we took a ticket on the Nets for +5.5. Took that for 2 units. Loving that ticket now, seeing it at +4. Nets at 18-10 this season against the spread as road dogs. This is the spot you want to take the Nets. Nets top 12 team against the spread. Spurs bottom 7 team against the spread. If you're super down on the Spurs, I would just take the money line now. Now that the line's +4, the value on the spread's gone. So if you like the Nets, just take the money line. We have taken the Nets at +5.5 for 2 units. Just looking at these teams, yes, Fox is the best player in this game. But like looking at 2 through 7 in each of these teams, the Nets are just the better team. Cam Thomas in, Cam Johnson in, D'Lo in. Nets are still trying. We love our Nets +5.5 at current numbers. I just play the money line. Total wise, the recreational books opened at 220.5. The sharper books opened at 224.5. Now at 225.5. Projections do love the under, especially at this number, but given that the line has moved towards the over, Nets bottom 3 team pace and in overs. Not enough for me to play into the under 226.5. Yeah, Spurs still a pace up team, especially with Fox in the lineup. Moving on, we have my Clippers. My Clippers in Phoenix. Both teams coming off demoralizing losses. Like the Clippers have just lost 2 straight to the Lakers, who they've owned in the past. But now that the Lakers have Luka, now it's like Luka owns the Clippers, so now the Lakers own the Clippers. We have the Suns. They just lost badly to Minnesota. Line open at Suns -1, now at Clippers -2. Projections have this as Clippers slightly favored. Yes, this is a Clippers bounce back spot, it seems, but they're just not good on the road against the spread. They're just 4-9 against the spread as road favorites, 12-19 overall against the spread on the road. Suns are just as bad at home, 9-20 at home against the spread. Look, I'm not betting this game at all, spread or total. As a Clippers fan, I want them to win, but as an NBA bettor, I want them to lose. The Clippers play the following day at home against Detroit, a team that the market is sky high on. If we lose to the Suns, I could see the Clippers being like a -1, -2, maybe even a pick'em against the Pistons. They'll be on a back-to-back spot. Market will be down on the Clippers. Clippers, great team at home against the spread, especially as favorites. So that's one that I've got circled. Not having any money on this game, it's like I win if the Clippers win, but if the Clippers lose, then it means they're going to get a good number against the Pistons that I will be playing for at least 3 units, maybe even 4, hell, could be 5 unit game of the year if it's a good number. Total, 225.5, still there. Nothing from me on the total. I need to see the Clippers cover on the road. I just need to see them do it first before I start betting on them. Like, this is the spot for them to bounce back, but the Suns also need to bounce back as well. Last game on the card, we have the Pelicans in LA. We have 2 bets on this game. LeBron is probable. Luka and Reeves are questionable. My guess is that Luka plays and Reeves is out. That's just a get though. I felt really strong about Ant playing in that Minnesota Suns game. We were correct on that. My guess here is based on the fact that Luka returned to the Clippers game after going to the locker room, but this is also a game where the Lakers do have an opportunity to sit Luka. They now are the 2 seed. We saw this spread open at 7.5, and like I just kept staring at it and blinking at it. I was like, wait, is this actually what they're gonna open the spread at? And yeah, I took the Lakers at -7.5, took that for 2.5 units, now at -8.5. Do I love this bet? No. The projections love it. Projections have this at Lakers -16. Do I love it though? No. There is injury risk. This is a spot where the Lakers could sit Luka. This is also a letdown spot for the Lakers. They have just came off 2 straight wins, really dominating the Clippers for the most part. This is one that I am looking to play back. If I see this line get to 9.5, I will look at playing back towards the Pelicans. You know how it is with these teams playing the Lakers, especially now that they have Luka. It's going to be the Super Bowl. Pelicans will get up for this game. They have been playing pretty well lately. 4-1 straight up and 4-1 against the spread in the last 5. Zion is in. Who's guarding Zion on the Lakers? Like, you're going to ask 40-year-old LeBron to guard him? Dorian Finney-Smith's good on defense, but he's a bit thin to be guarding Zion. We've played the Lakers -7.5 for 2.5 units. Probably wouldn't play it at -8.5. I personally don't love the bet either, but we've got it. That's our ticket. We may play it back if it continues to move towards the Lakers. Total though, this is one we will not be playing back. This total opened at 234. We saw that number, looked at our projections, saw us at 227.6. Lots of room there towards the under. We have the under 234 for 2.5 units as well. Now at 229.5. Definitely not worth playing into. Not much here in terms of trends, but we have seen the Lakers with Luka. They are 6-2 to the under with him in the lineup. Yes, he's questionable. He does slow them down a lot, even though he helps them offensively. Rui's still out. So let's have a look at our best bets for today. We've got 6 of them. We have the Magic versus Toronto. We do like this for 2.5 units. 57% against the spread when a home favorite loses in these two-game series. When they're playing the next night against the same team, 57% against the spread. Projections like this as well. Bucks and Hawks, and that Magic line's still worth playing into at -7. We also have the under between the Bucks and the Hawks. Got that down for 2 units, 244.5. Now the total is at 240. Not worth playing into now. Keep an eye out on my Twitter. I do kind of like the Hawks this game. Just want to try and get the best available number. This line keeps moving towards Milwaukee. We also have the Cavs and Bulls over 245.5. Got that down for 2 units. 2 top 10 pace teams, 2 top 5 teams in 3-point rate. Cavs overs, always worth a sniff. You can still play this one, definitely worth looking into. We also have the Nets +5.5 in San Antonio. That just seems like a bit of a reach given this Spurs lineup. Now this line sits at +4. I wouldn't play the +4, but if you are down on the Spurs, definitely a small little sprinkle on the money line for the Nets. I was thinking about it, but I've already got 2 units on the spread. Don't want to be too exposed on the Nets today. We also have 2 plays in the Pelicans and Lakers game. We just went over them. Lakers minus 7.5, under 234, 2.5 units on each. Don't love the Lakers spread. We'll be looking to play some of that back if the line moves to Pelicans minus +9, +9.5. Make sure you like, subscribe. We've been on a good run lately. Check out my Twitter if you want to get these bets as I place them. Until next time, let's get them books salty.